Regarding refund policy, Amazon policy allows buyers to return items for a refund, even if there are no defects, solely based on a change of mind or personal preference. For example, not liking the item despite it working perfectly. Is this policy Islamically valid? And will the refund I receive be halal for me? As long as the seller is approving and agreeing to this, this is permissible, as in Islam there is a concept of al-khiyar, transaction of choice, where I get to buy a certain specific item and I demand to have the choice of either going through it or returning it and refunding my money for a day, 3 days, a week. So this is permissible, and if they give you this option, then this is permissible as well. However, is it ethical? Meaning that some people abuse this by buying things and refunding it, the price after using it. And this is unethical, un-Islamic, to use something and once you get what you want from it, you demand a refund. A Muslim does not do this, because if someone were to do it for you and treat you in the same fashion, you would not have liked it, and Allah Azza wa Jal knows best. The second question is, I think it's from Maryam. I have been avoiding praying in rows with columns in them. I don't think it's from Maryam, but let's assume it's from Muhammad. So he was avoiding to pray in rows between columns or pillars in the masjid. Some of the brothers wanted to know if we are supposed to skip the entire row or only the part between the pillars. Also, if people are already praying in the row, should I join them or start a new row? And if the Imam tells me to stop, should I listen to him or continue what I'm doing? There is no hadith that the Prophet says, alayhi salam, don't do that. All what there is are narrations from the companions such as Anas ibn Malik, may Allah be pleased with him, and others, stating that we used to avoid praying between the pillars in a row. And in another narration, we as children used to be beaten up if we were to pray in rows that were broken by pillars. But there isn't nothing attributed to the Prophet ﷺ. Nevertheless, when the companions say and narrate that we used to do this at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, this has the ruling of the Prophet ordering them, or at least seeing it and approving it. So the ruling, according to the majority of scholars, is that one must not pray between the pillars or when there are pillars dividing the row. And they should skip the entire row so that the whole row is complete. Unfortunately, some masjids have many pillars that divide the rows. Sometimes it means that we've skipped like 50% of the rows, which means that 50% of the space in the masjid would be vacant due to these pillars. And nevertheless, we should do that, unless the masjid becomes packed and there is no space. As for example, in the case when we go to the Haram, whether in Mecca or Medina, and we find these pillars dividing the rows. In this case, you are excused and you may pray. Or in the case that I come to a masjid and I find half of the row already started between pillars, I should join them and not skip the row and pray on my own, because that would be dividing the ummah for no apparent reason. And if there is a sin, it's upon those who started the row in the first place.